Have you ever wondered how much a small YouTuber like me actually makes? Today, I'm pulling back the curtain to share my YouTube earnings from 2024, how I got here, and what it really takes to grow a channel. So, stick around! But first, let's give the doggies a treat and then let's prepare the kitchen to make some coffee before we dive right in. If you're new here, my name is Amadeus, I'm 37 and I live in one of the most rural areas of France. Let's dive into this video. In this video I will break down my monthly earnings and what I earned in this year from YouTube AdSense, my Patreon income and also my Substack income, as well as briefly explaining my personal story on YouTube and giving my very personal tips for growing on YouTube. Just to give you a quick breakdown in numbers. I have been monetized in May 2024. My channel was opened in March 2023, so it took me about a year and 2 months to get monetized. My current subscriber count is 3,102 subscribers. And my channel serves in a very specific niche that I'm trying to kind of maneuver because I make chateau content and lifestyle content from France. I'm kind of trying to combine a lot of things here, and I know that some of you guys who have been watching the channel have been appreciating that, so I'm really hoping to go forward with this and sharing my expertise about life in France and expat life in general in France. Sharing French culture, sharing a lot of different things around the chateau, sharing my renovations, but as well as my dancing journey because I'm a dancer and choreographer as well. So I'm really in the lifestyle, kind of in the broader lifestyle niche, I would say. But then to close it kind of down, I do serve a couple of other niches. Before I dive back in deeper, I'm gonna have my little breakfast along, and I just wanted to recommend this nocciolata, it's called. And if you're in Europe, I don't know if you have that in the US, but it's so good. And there exists a version without milk, so it's completely vegan. It's like Nutella, but even better, I find. So let's dive right in here because I need to explain something. We are going into the channel dashboard of my channel and into my analytics tab. And there you see there's a tab that's called revenue. And the revenues, you see already the estimated revenue from the data of the last 28 days. And this is how much I am earning right now. You see December is ongoing because I'm filming this in December. It's 83 euros and November was my best month yet. I earned 186 euros. In October 73, 74 in September, 40 in August, and July 32. Here I can also see how I make money. Most of my money comes from watch page ads. Then there's a small amount of memberships. If you can join the channel and be a member and support me with this, just €1.99. And then I have my content performance where I see what video in the last 28 days earned me the most money. So you guys really enjoyed the bulk count video, and that video actually earned me 45 euros. A lot of people tell you those numbers like CPM, RPM. To explain it really well, I have found a very easy explanation for this before I go on for hours. So CPM, cost per mil, the amount advertisers pay YouTube for every 1,000 ad views on your videos. You understand, basically that's what the advertisers pay. I don't choose what adverts you guys see. YouTube auctions the ads off. I guess Google has also algorithms so that you basically see advertisements like in any other website that kind of like please you and kind of would make you want to click on them. And then there's the RPM, which is the revenue per mil. So this means the amount me, earn per 1,000 views after YouTube takes its cut and includes all your revenue sources, ads, memberships, and so on. So that's basically the things that you've seen, like November I earned 186 euros 10. That's basically all that I see. And to dive even deeper into this, I can also go and look at my watch page ads and there you can see how the earnings by ad type were, if there were skippable video ads, if there are non-skippable video ads, bumper ads, display ads, unknown ads, and here you see the so-called CPM. That's how much advertisers paid, and that's 19.26 €, an average for the last 28 days. Here you go! My other income source is Patreon, and I'm just loading my Patreon overview, and there you see I have 21 euros per month. The Patreon really doesn't go into my personal thing. You can see with the payouts, I have 96 euros 17 cents on my Patreon that I could pay out, but I'm leaving it there because this is really truly the money that I want to be saving up on my Patreons to be renovating the barn. So every euro that you put into your Patreon membership will go into the barn and renovating it, and into actually establishing a place for culture here in rural France. So this is really not going into my very own pockets, paying for my groceries and things. I really want to keep that separate for now to really be able to renovate. I also have a Substack, but I think I just have one paid subscriber that supports me on Substack. The Substack is 5 euros per month. It's more kind of symbolic gesture to join my Substack because it's my newsletter. So basically, if you sign up for my newsletter, it's always free, and I'm always planning to keep it free. It will always be free, so you get a bi-monthly newsletter every 2 weeks, but to access the older newsletters, you will have to sign up, and then you can access the whole archive of newsletters. But if you just want to join in on the newsletter as is, then you can just join my Substack. The link is in the description box below. Also, you will find on my website the Expat Survival Kit, which is a little guide that I put together, a free ebook, and if you sign up with your email address, that email address will be assigned to my Substack newsletter, and you will automatically receive the free version of that guide with a lot of helpful tips and things if you're planning to move to France, or if you've just arrived in France and you really don't know what and how to do things. And there's also a paid version in my online store on my website ledemichateau.com, where you find templates of things, step-by-step guides. All these things are in this ebook, and I'm planning to review it every so often and to update it so that even if you guys have questions or ask questions, I can incorporate them in newer version of that guide. That guide is 5 euros, and it's a PDF file that you will get the download link to once you buy it. Well, as you could also see that maybe my earnings weren't as high in the beginning, and also they were not so good building up, but it also really, you can really see it, and I can see it in other creators talking about their earnings as well of AdSense, is that it's very fluctuating. And for example, in the summer months, people are really not watching so much. Also in December, people are not watching so much content, so that's why I also didn't do Vlogmas, because I find it's a lot of energy that you pour into it, and people are really busy around those times. Like summer, people are on vacation, and Christmas, people are just busy with all the holiday stuff. You can really see this as a reflection on the AdSense. At the end, I will also give my very personal tips, so stick along. And now I need to bite into my croissant before I keep on going, because I'm really hungry. Oh, boom. Most common questions when it comes to YouTube and earnings is how many views do you need to make money and how many subscribers? And that is really a tricky thing, because it's really not so much about the subscribers. It's really important that your video gets views rather than subscribers. Subscribers are also really important because it's really important to build a community. The community is there for longevity of the channel and for people to actually get to know you, and that's what I'm doing here, and that's what I love about this, the exchange, that we talk in the comments, that you get to know me, and that I open up about many truths in life that maybe sometimes people just don't talk about as well, and also just showing excerpts of my life without romanticizing them too much. I do romanticize them sometimes. I mean, we gotta look at pretty things, right? But I also talk about the downsides, I think. You can't really say, this video will do this amount of money. Like, I was really surprised with the Brocante video that it actually earned me so much money. But that was because also a certain audience watched that video. So it really depends on how much advertisers are willing to pay. And usually if you're talking about a product or you're going shopping and things like this, your rate, the rate that the ads are selling on this is going to be much higher than just a normal video about, let's say, about minimalism. Basically, people who would watch a video about minimalism wouldn't necessarily buy anything new. So yeah, that's how YouTube works. That's the whole reality of it. And depending also on the demographics of your audience, this might fluctuate quite a lot. Also, younger audiences don't make as much money because they can't spend that much money. So advertisers are not paying so much for those to watch the ads. So yeah, you see, it's all a bit of science. Another question that is commonly asked is, how long does it take to be monetized? And monetization isn't pregnancy. You can't just say 9 months you'll be monetized. I think it really depends on the creator and how much each creator wants to put in their channel and how much effort they also want to put in. So at the very end, I will tell you about how I got there, what tips I can share about from my journey. But generally speaking, it took me one year and 2 months to get monetized. And I think that's kind of like you would have to have a year and about 100 videos maybe, or about, yeah, because I think it's really important to just make content first and also learn through this. I would say about a year if you would have to say something. How much work goes into this? A lot. YouTube and social media is taking about 20 to 30 hours now a week. It's kind of like a side hustle by now. I'm hoping to grow it, and I'm not afraid of working. I would say I have a very good work ethic, but it's a lot. It's a lot of filming, and filming slows you down also when you're renovating, especially if you're renovating yourself, like me, where you don't have another person filming yourself, so you're filming yourself all the time, so you always need to switch the camera, then find a good angle, try things out, you know, and already have this story in the back of your mind what you're going to tell. So there's a lot that goes into the process, and also maintaining, like I was saying in my last vlog, that I had this bot attack. So, you know, maintaining your website, maintaining all the collaborations and things. Which brings me to the next point in a bit. Just to wrap it up, it can be exhausting, but I think it's also a journey that's absolutely fun. I love engaging with you, and I'm just having fun, like filming myself, trying to find good angles for stuff, trying to tell a story here. So yeah, basically, that's it. What I haven't talked about is collaborations. So how long does it take to actually collaborate with brands? And you've seen me collaborate, I think, with I had like 2 brand deals. You have brands reaching out constantly, and for me, it's really like lots of those brands are China-based, and lots of those brands don't really comply with my morals and ethics, to put it in a kind of nice way. So I'm declining most of them. Let's not make a big mystery out of it. We know that a lot of things are produced in China, and we know that sometimes the labor there is maybe not as respected as in other parts of the world. So I think you really need to differentiate, and you really need to dive in and kind of like look and see what are the partnerships and what you're getting, what they want from you, and if it also fits the channel. I mean, I'm not going to do promotion for something. I think I've had someone reach out to me about a dash cam. I was like, but I drive a Tesla. So first of all, it already has a dash cam built in. And second of all, I'm not a car channel. It's like, it's totally weird. Why would I talk about something like a dash cam? It just doesn't make sense in my eyes. So I turned them down, you know? So here's to my lessons learned and my tips for aspiring creators. I think the best advice is to just do it and be consistent with it. Do or create a schedule that actually makes it work for you. If it's once a week, once a month, whatever works for you, to be consistent. Because an algorithm isn't a big being. It's just numbers, basically, that kind of compare you to others. If the numbers actually tell that you are consistent, then YouTube will eventually start pushing out your content even more. And I don't think it's a very big old mean thing. It's just another way to measure something. If you want to be earning money from this, then I think you need to diversify your incomes, like I'm already doing with the Patreon, for example. I mean, it really takes baby steps and it takes a long time to be a creator. So be patient and just go with the flow. The third tip is to engage with your community. And this is so important, like replying to comments, being open about things, addressing people, and really getting to know your audience, which is so cool. You guys are so amazing, and without you, this wouldn't exist. Without you watching, I wouldn't have a channel. I'm eternally grateful and thankful for all of you. And there's also a dark side of YouTube, and that is burnout, because at one point you get to the stage where you feel like you need to produce and you need to be creative and you need to do this, you need to do that, and it can feel very overwhelming. So I think it's really important to pace yourself, and this I have learned on myself, that it is really important to pace myself and to think of a structure. Okay, this year I'm gonna do this. Next year I wanna do this, you know? Think more long-term than short-term, and think long-term growth than just like following a quick trend and being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna jump on this bandwagon and then I'm gonna blow up with one video and then what? And then what? And then you always set the bar so high for yourself, and usually we tend to be our own worst critics. So I think it's really about stepping back and really actually thinking about, okay, how much can I do without killing myself? Being sustainable. And sustainable is such an overused word, I know. But it really is so true. Really, believe me, it is really important to stay sane in this whole game. So how much did I earn this year? Have you counted? I have. It's 592 euros and 25 cents so far, but it's not the end of December yet. And usually it takes a few days into the new month to actually calculate. So I think it will be about 600 euros that I had earned. Also, with French laws and French regulations, I'm paying 22% of social charges on all my income as a micro-entrepreneur, so you just have to subtract that. And then you get what I receive. But more importantly than earning money, I have learned so much about myself, about people, about so many other skills. I mean, I've always loved video editing, and I think I was already quite good at video editing and quite versed when I got into YouTube, because I always toyed around with it with a lot of dance productions and cutting trailers for dance productions and all these things. But I think I learned so much more how to just like have a workflow, how to structure my days in a different way again, because if you're a freelance dancer, it's totally different than being actually a freelance creator. So it's always being able to adapt to change, and this I have learned so much. I think, and this is the most valuable thing I've learned, I think, in 2024, to really embrace that I can't be everywhere all the time, and I can't please everyone all the time. It's just humanly impossible. And I think I'm starting to be okay with that. I hope you learned something, and if you haven't, subscribe to my channel, leave this video a like, because this will actually help with the algorithm. And if you have liked my videos, then there's a third video of this kind of mini series that we're having here coming out. It's coming out on New Year's Eve. And it's my 2025 goals. We'll talk all goals for the channel. We'll also talk about my changes to the channel, because I'm planning some more changes to the channel starting from January. And also we'll just talk about my very personal goals and what I would like to achieve, what I'm striving for in 2025, and maybe giving you also some ideas and asking some questions for you to reflect on your year and also to look forward onto another year without being like too stubborn about it. I think plans are also made to change. So all that is left to say is bisous et à bientôt. Au revoir from the southwest of France, and I shall see you very soon. Bye!